YouTube. Okay, so first off, do you notice I did like some type of hairstyle with my hair? This is actually my first coil out. It was really easy. Well, yeah, it was easy, but when I tell you I started at like 10:30 and then get done to 2 or 1:30 to 2 a.m. Yeah, so this was a lot of process. Like, even though my hair is still short, I still have a lot of hair. So, but yeah, I like it, and definitely may do a tutorial on it. There are a million already on YouTube, so, and hopefully my second one will be better. I do have on my beret today, and just letting you guys know, the rest of my hair actually is in my headscarf, so it won't dry out from having the cotton rub up against it. So that's my little secret, and of course the rest of this is out. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about the curly girl method. Once again, I'm gonna do my 2 cents for the million of reviews that have already been done. I do use the curly girl method, a slightly modified version, and so I just want to take the time to kind of talk about it, do a verbal abstract of the book, the process, or whatever. So here's the Curly Girl book. It's by Lorraine Massey. You could actually pretty much find almost, not everything, but the basic steps, the basic outline of the program online now at this point. I mean, it is pretty widespread at this point, and it was written in 2001, like I said, by Lorraine Massey. She is also the person who developed the diva concept. So if you've ever seen the green bottled curly stuff, that's her. That's the author of this book. So anyway, let me go ahead and just talk about it. So the curly girl method is, and I'm reading from my notes so I don't get too off track. The curly girl method is an alternative method for caring for curly hair. Like I said, just giving some feedback about my hair, or giving some background about my hair. And I've said it in the first video I ever made. Before I went natural, and when I say natural for me, I mean when I stopped getting relaxers in my head. I know some don't consider you're not completely natural till you cut off all your relaxed hair, but I consider myself natural since November 2008. That's when I stopped getting relaxers. No more color was in my head. It was just like everything grow out. Wasn't chemically altering my hair in any type of form, except of course when I'm using shampoos and stuff like that. But anyway, like I said, when I got relaxers, like I said, I didn't really have that many problems that weren't already there. For instance, I've always had a dry, dandruffy, itchy scalp. But one of the things that I noticed that as I was getting older, which was basically after I left high school and went to college, which was in 2005, my dandruff was starting to get really worse. The itchiness was starting to get really, really worse. And I just figured in a bad way that I was growing into my hair traits from my mom, who also has a dry, itchy scalp. Like I said, the reason why I went natural really had nothing to do with my dry, itchy scalp. I just thought, hey, I have a dry, itchy scalp. That's the way it is. Oh, well. So anyway, I didn't have any problems retaining length. I was right here. My mom, when she grows her hair out, her hair is right here. Like I said, I've never had any grand plans of having hair that's down to my breasts or whatever, or down to my armpit length. I mean, if you already have thick hair, for me, this is enough, because when the summertime comes, you literally want to shoot yourself and die. So I was happy with my hair length. I never really paid attention to my hair length. I just knew it was kind of like brushing my shoulders a little bit, and that's the end. But anyway, I did not discover the curly girl method till November 2009. When I began originally just going natural, I started washing my hair once a week, because beforehand I was washing my hair every other week. So I started washing my hair every week because my roommate just scared me to death and was just like, Ashley, you have to be careful when you go natural, because, a lot of people's hair breaks off, so you just have to just really condition it, really clean it, really whatever. So I took her advice to heart, and I started switching to shampooing my hair once a week, using a conditioner and styling products. Like I said, my go-to style was a twist out. I would maybe straighten my hair every other month, so on and so forth. So I started the curly girl method November 2009. So I still had, excuse me, I started about September, actually, I think. Well, excuse me, October. I think I started in October. But so I still had relaxed hair and my natural hair. So I started doing it. I started paying attention more to my natural hair than my relaxed hair at this point, because I knew eventually it was going to have to go. And I noticed that anything my natural hair liked, my relaxed hair dealt with. So once again, I was paying more attention to my relaxed hair. But anyway, also, not only did I start doing the curly girl method, I started switching up my products I used. I stopped using a lot of commercial products that had so much other stuff in the ingredients that in the end may not be that great for hair, for our hair in general. With propylene glycol, DMD and hyaluronic, things like that, I just kind of started looking for more holistic products to put in my hair. Anyway, so since then, I can definitely say that my dandruff issue has pretty much gone away from using this method. My hair isn't itching like it used to. Of course, I get an occasional itch, but when I'm telling you beforehand, where I would just literally be scratching my hair raw because my hair was so dry. So using this method, and of course switching the ingredients of what I used, I just don't have problems with dandruff anymore. Like I said, I've gone a week without co-washing my hair, and there would hardly be no dandruff at all in my hair. So that was one of my pluses. But anyway, so basically the structure of this program is Lorraine basically says, get rid of the shampoos, or stop using them with such frequency. She is an advocate of, if you need to strip your hair, to use a lemon rinse, some type of, or apple cider vinegar rinse, or use a shampoo. But of course the ingredients are going to be slightly different. Basically her whole basis, shampoos contain detergents. You'll see this, I didn't bring my examples, but you'll see with a lot of standard regular shampoos, you have sodium sulfate or sodium lauryl sulfate, whatever. And if you look at your soap, or you look at the things that you use to wash the dishes, you'll see the same thing in there. So when she's saying, when you're using those detergents, it doesn't make your cuticle lie smooth. It's ruffled, it looks crap, okay? So, but one of the other things she says that makes curly hair so different from straight hair is that we have a hard time getting the oil all the way down to the ends. So dryness can be a problem for us. So we're always trying to get moisture to get to our ends, which is why she says stop using the shampoos, because if you're using shampoos, you keep stripping the oil from your hair. And this is a vicious cycle, and you're always wondering, oh, well, why do I have dry hair? She says, you know, a lot of people are like, well, how do I get the dirt out? Well, how do I do this? How do, you know, without using shampoo anymore? What you do is, it's the friction that you use from when you're washing your hair that's going to loosen that dirt particle up and get it out your hair. The water and the friction is the main thing. I mean, really think about it. As my dad explained this to me, I can't remember if I've said this before. When you wash your clothes, you know, the detergent, you know, has some stain fighting power, but really it's there to make your clothes smell good. It's the little agitator in the washer that's going to loosen up a lot of the dirt. So this is very much true.